avoid or rather deal. You know what? I'm gonna have my wine. So today I thought I would do like a talky video for you guys. And just kind of like share my own opinion on living in Ireland and how I deal, or rather how I avoid negativity. The reason why I'm making this video is because, first of all, I've never really done like a chatty video on my YouTube or really kind of like shared my own experience or even just sat down and talked to you guys. It's really more like beauty, and I'm trying to like incorporate like chatty videos like this, more lifestyle, just talk to you guys. So my first reason, the main reason why I'm making this video today actually, guys, is because I feel like in the Afro-Irish community, there is this like Ireland, basically, I feel like Ireland is portrayed negatively. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm a makeup artist, we have event organizers, we have DJs, we have hairstylists. Like, there's a huge, there's a big Afro-Irish business community in Ireland to do with beauty, media, all those stuff, right? And I've just come across like, I feel like every time people talk about Ireland, it's always, oh, Ireland is this, Ireland is that, the UK is better, Irish people don't support themselves, Irish people are this, they're snitch. And I just feel like, what? Because the way I perceive Ireland anyway is not that way. So anyways, I'm doing this video because I just feel like when it comes to people in Ireland talking about, the society and, even if it's not business related, I feel like people always have, it's always like negative, like, oh, people don't support themselves here, they're always fighting, they're always snitching, Ireland is this, Ireland is that, Ireland has a long way to go. And I'm going to touch on that. Ireland does have a long way to go, but like, I also feel like it's really just where you focus your attention. Like, I don't actually think Ireland is that bad. And for most people, they'll be like, oh, if you go to other countries, they're always comparing Ireland to the likes of the UK or to this or to that. First of all, Ireland is, you have to like bear in mind that Ireland is not as developed as the UK, and the UK has had, people migrating there for hundreds of years. Like, Ireland just started receiving, immigrants when? So Ireland still has a long way to go. I feel like there's an opportunity to grow, and the country is still growing. And I actually don't think Ireland, artists or Ireland entertainers, or I don't think Ireland is as bad as people portray it to be. I just feel like there's this negative vibe. Like, if you're talking about Dublin or Ireland, the first thing you hear is it's this, it's that. Like, people never actually talk about it, and they're always talking about how people could do more. And I get it. I feel like there could be more done, but I don't think it's as bad as people put it out to be. And I just find it's like it turns you off even wanting to like know about the society or the country. When you meet Irish people, when the first thing they say is, oh, Ireland could be better, Ireland could do this, Ireland could, and it's like, okay, we get it. But what are you doing? What are you doing to make Ireland better? And also that constant comparison with the UK, like Ireland and the UK are not on the same, they're not on the same level, like I said earlier on. And to be honest, yeah, one thing I always say is no matter where you live, you will always have something positive and negative to say. So I feel like we as the Afro-Irish community could present Ireland, could talk about Ireland in a more positive light. One more thing, guys. I'm not saying living in Ireland is a bed of roses either. I have had my fair share of judgment, okay? So I'm not saying, oh, Ireland, this, that, all the people, everyone is nice. That's not what I'm saying. I have had my fair share of judgment. I have been called a gold digger. I have been called a husband snatcher or a family breaker. I've been accused of witchcraft.
She what?
In this day and age, for somebody to accuse you of being a witch, of practicing witchcraft, you really have to question their sanity. Like, let's be honest, I'm not saying there is not witches out there, but I'm just saying in Ireland, in Dublin, in this day and age, for you, like, for someone to actually look at you and say you're a witch, you did this, this, and that to me, it really gets you questioning people's sanity. Like, there are plenty insane people out there. There are many people, frustrated souls. And I always say, don't let people take out their frustration on you. So this is going to bring me to the second part of this video. The first thing I do is remember that other people's opinion does not define me. I define myself. so you can't define me. So the first thing to always keep in mind is that you have to have a strong sense of self. I cannot emphasize the importance of knowing who you are and being grounded in yourself as a person, because if you don't have a strong sense of self, if you don't know who you are, people will come to you and tell you this is who you are. If you cannot define yourself, okay, let me just put it this way. If you can't define yourself, the world will define you. And it takes knowing who you are. I think it takes having a strong sense of self to be like, no, I'm actually not that. This is who I am. So the first way that I deal with negativity is by having a strong sense of self, is by defining myself. I always I always say to myself, when someone has something negative to say, be it about me, be it about my business, be it about anything that has to do with me, the first thing I say is, you do not define me, I define myself. So that is your opinion, and that is absolutely fine. I'm not here to make you think otherwise. I'm not here to make you think of me in any light, but I know who I am.
I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am.
Half the time when I hear things about me, or when someone says something to me that isn't very nice, I just smile, I just laugh, because I'm like, okay, and know who you are, know what defines you as a person. Who is Suliat? Like, if somebody comes to you and say, who are you, how would you describe yourself? The only reason why this is so important, especially when dealing with negativity, is because, like I said, guys, if you don't define yourself, the world will try to define you. If you don't know who you are, the world will try to tell you who you are. And when you don't know who you are, you will believe them, and you will let any negative thing that they say get to you. So the second thing is, do what makes you happy. Guys, like, oh my gosh, I know we see it everywhere. Happiness is key, living life happy. Guys, I cannot emphasize the importance of living your life for you. Look here, I get it. We're humans, we want to please others. We're like social animals, right? So I know it can be quite hard to do things solely for you. I've been there. It's still like a continuous journey. And the reason why I say this is because it's very easy to say, oh, I don't care what people say. Oh, I don't care what someone thinks. I'm living my life for me. Are you really? When it comes to dealing with negativity, it's so important that you do what makes you happy. And the reason why I say this is because if you live for other people, like if you live your life for social media, for the likes, for the comments, right? Ultimately, what they say is going to affect you. Let's put it that way. If you're living your life for people, then their opinion about you matters, right? So if I'm posting every day and doing this and that just for clout, just to get people to say, oh my God, babes, just to get comments, then ultimately if somebody then comes and says something negative, or if I receive a backlash, it's going to affect me, because in the first place, I wasn't doing it because I wanted to do it. I wasn't doing it because I was happy. I was doing it solely for people's response. Social media is the devil's playground. So live your life for you. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you content. And then if other people like it, that's fine. That's the bonus. If you're living your life for you and then somebody else comes along and says, oh, I like that holiday you went on, give me ideas on where I could go, or I like your makeup, or I like your hair. That's great, right? When you do what makes you happy, when you live your life for yourself, you'll be able to avoid negativity more. And even when it comes your way, because you're doing things for you, living for you, it won't get to you that much. Number 3, guys, this is my favorite point actually, is the power is in your hands. OMG. Do you know there's a saying that says sometimes when we're in a situation, or we're addressing things, we actually allow ourselves, like, the power is in your hands. You can take yourself out of a positive or a negative environment. Not all the time now, but sometimes, and a lot of times, the power is in our hands. And the reason why I say this, right, I have the points written down so I don't forget, is you have a phone, the same phone that you used to go on Instagram, that you used to go on Snapchat, that you used to go on Twitter. You can block people, you can delete them, you can restrict them, you can mute them. Like, there are so many features now on smartphones that literally help you avoid negativity. So the power is in your hands. Guys, if you know any of my friends in Dublin, ask them. If my friends come to me literally and say, oh, somebody said this to me, or someone's being nasty to me, or a guy, the first thing that will come out of Suliat Bello's mouth is block them.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Guys, I don't even know what other way to put this. I block, delete, mute, restrict like no man's business. Oh my gosh. My block button, my delete button, my restrict, my mute buttons are so active on all my social media because I don't actually have the energy. I can't let somebody that's frustrated in their life, I can't let somebody that has nothing better to do with their time, I can't let somebody that doesn't know who I am, doesn't know what type of day I'm having, to just come and use their own frustration, their own negative energy to spoil my mood or to spoil my day. I don't have the energy. I will not allow it. Now, I'm all for constructive criticism, don't get me wrong, but for you to come on my YouTube page and say something nasty about someone I'm doing makeup on, or say something nasty about me, do you know how long it takes to find models? Do you know how long it takes to set up lights, to put makeup on somebody's face, to record it, and then the editing alone? 2-3 days of editing, sometimes a week if you're working during the day. And then I'm going to put all that energy, all those hours into putting something out there, into putting like a 9-minute video out on YouTube, and someone's gonna come and comment saying, ew, ugly. You are kidding me. So guys, whatever it is, wherever, be it Facebook, be it Twitter, be it Instagram, be it Snapchat, be it YouTube, the power is in your hands. If somebody is bringing negativity, if somebody always has something negative to say about you, if someone is always coming for you, even if they're not always doing it, the ones that want to start doing it, block them down, delete one down, like restrict them, mute their asses. My grandmother used to say to me, if you have nothing to say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And look here, you can't control what people are going to say, you can't control what people are going to think about you, you can't control how people are going to react towards you. However, you can control the comments and the trolls and the stupidity that you allow to come on your page. I hope you guys found this video interesting. Let me drink my wine again. So I hope you guys found this video like interesting. I hope it can help someone out there. Definitely share it with your friends, your family. You never know who is going through a difficult time. You never know who, not even a difficult time, you never know who can take a thing or two away from this type of video. So like I said, if you want to see more chit chat videos, be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll definitely get to them. I'll definitely, have a chat, have a conversation with you guys. I actually really enjoyed making this today because it's very, very different to any type of video I've ever done. So I really enjoyed it. And that is pretty much it, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Cheers to the good life.